The rematch between Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron ended in a second-round TKO. Here's how the boxing world reacted to the fight.
Your pal Ben Whittaker with a big win tonight. What did you make of the stoppage, first of all?
Yeah, I think it was the right thing, you know. I think Liam got caught probably on top of the head. Ben jumped on him. But again, it was a difficult one for me. I've got a lot of time for the Cameron team. Don't know Liam too well, but I know him enough this week to know he's a very nice lad. A lot of time for him. But Ben's my teammate, so yeah.
What was different tonight from Ben, do you think?
He's very controlled. Had a bit more spite. I think the game plan was a lot. I think it was, you know, just to relax into it. When you catch him, be a bit more spiteful, and he did that.
We saw sort of, you know, people talking about Ben going up to Cameron's team after the fight. I don't know if you've seen that, but he kind of celebrated in front of him. But is that the emotions that you guys go through?
Yeah, emotions probably taken over. You know, Ben's a respectful lad. Despite what you see, he's a good lad.
Looking at it live, I've not watched the replay, I've not watched it back, I've just watched it live at ringside. I think the fight could have gone on. And I also think that the fight maybe could have just, I don't know, maybe the referee Howard Foster could have administered an 8 count because Ben Whittaker went back. It was an explosive right hand that landed on the chin. Not exactly sure where it landed, but it was a headshot. I've not watched the replay, like I've said. And Liam Cameron was hurt. He stumbled back a little bit. Whittaker then saw the pain on the face of Cameron and tried to close the show, and did close the show. He put his foot on the gas through 3, 4, 5 punch combinations, body and head, and he was landing. He was landing nice, clean shots. But Cameron was tucking up. He was catching stuff on the gloves and arms. He backed up. He got caught again, and then he stumbled back into the corner post. And that's when I think maybe the corner post or the ropes are holding him up. So like we saw against Usyk Fury, when he slumped onto the ropes and the ref stopped the fight to administer the 8 count, and then that gave Fury the last 3 rounds in that big fight, you know, the ref kind of saved him. I think Howard Foster could have jumped in here and administered an 8 count because Cameron was in trouble. He slumped into the corner post. The ref could say, hang on a minute, stop. It's a standing 8 count. It's in the rules. But he didn't. He just jumped in and stopped the fight straight away. And I think in a big, long-awaited rematch, where the first fight was close and it ended in controversy, and, you know, Cameron's proven that he belongs in there with someone like Whittaker. He's proven that he can take the punches. He's got the experience. He's got the fitness. He's had more notice for this one. And although he was hurt, it was only round 2. So I'd have liked to see the fight go on.
It was a crazy 6 months, wasn't it? Like, it was crazy. The attention, the abuse, the everything builds up in your head. And he was a meme for 6 months, and what happened on October the 12th shook him to the core. Everything that's happened since he's had to deal with, and he's gone back to the drawing board, and he didn't let it affect him, and the emotion came out, and fair play to him because he's only 9 fights in.
No, exactly,
like, were you headlining arenas like this selling out like after 10 fights? It's heavy.
You know, there were a lot of people in here wanting to lose. You know, it's his home. You know, it's not his hometown. It's Darlaston, Wolverhampton, but near enough. You know, he was the home fighter, and. You know, he's an Olympic silver medalist, massive hype turning pro, and, you know, he had that fight in Saudi where everyone questioned him after, did he quit, whatever. So the pressure was massive on him, and you have to say, he stepped up and he delivered a performance that you'd expect him to.
Under pressure. And he deserves credit for that, doesn't he?
He
deserves a lot. Bottom line is, Ben Whittaker got in there, he put on a sharp, solid performance. It was skillful, it was slick. There wasn't much showboating, but there was a little bit. And the fact that he's come back from that controversial first technical draw where they went over the top rope and he was injured, he's come back from that. He's got booed into the ring and he's done the business in style. You've got to give him his flowers. Fair play to Ben Whittaker. He's actually really, really impressed me this evening. He looked good and he got the finish. He got booed into the ring. I think he won the fans over tonight because he looked good. He was sharp, and Liam Cameron was magnanimous in defeat. He was holding his hand up there. There was no complaints from him, which usually tells you if the stoppage was correct or not. So I think I've said it all. Ben Whittaker, he did the job. He looked good. And onwards and upwards now for Ben Whittaker. Fair play, mate. You got the rematch. You said you was going to do it.
No,
what? Do it at the crowd.
I'm not washed up. I'm not rubbish. Everything you're saying about me is complete rubbish and in your face. This is what this young man's doing.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand when everybody's at you. He got booed into the ring. I understand that. He got booed when he stopped the guy. Yep. I understand that. But you show your class not by going the first thought.
It's human emotion, Dave. It's human emotion.
But it's the opposite corner.
It's human emotion. You get in there. All those people, you want to put a name, a face to someone who's been giving you hassle. Human emotion.
I think
you know as well as me how much of a good guy Grant Smith is. such a good man, such a good team, family. He don't deserve that. He don't deserve that.
But you know what?
That's out of
Straight
order.
after, this is how bad it was. If it was that bad, he went up, hugged him, he hugged Grant Smith afterwards, because in the said, look, it was just an outpour of emotion. He was almost in tears when his dad got in. His dad said, straighten yourself up. This is how frustrated he was. He was the black guy was almost in tears. It's human emotion.
And doesn't matter what he said to me. I think he let himself down with that.
Unfortunately, even after the win, now again he's going to get criticised. He's going to get vilified. And the thing is, he's got the job done. I'm telling you, let's sit back. Look at this again. Look at it again and again. You watch his face. I pointed to Matt Macklin and Andy Clark and said, check him out. His dad had a whisper in his ear, calm down. The tears went, big smile, braggadocious all over again. Everything that's said and done is about a human being, and it's hurt him. And this was human emotion coming out.
Hey mate, right, that was good.
Why were you killing us on broadcast?
Killing? I was killing his ending. I was killing what he did in the corner, but the performance was brilliant. Chucked his head through ropes and dig out Grant.
Yeah, but there was pictures of him in a wheelchair before the fight. What about all the stuff?
But nobody knows that, so just hold it out. The performance was amazing. I thought his performance was amazing.
What did you make of the stoppage? Did it seem the right thing to do?
I think it was the right thing. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. I thought he was sharp with the jab, his feet, his position, everything was great first round. And I did say on comms that I thought so Liam twice, 3 times in the first round kind of like looped a slow left hook, stepping forward. And I was like, ooh, he wants to be careful about that. He'll get caught over that. And I think he did that as he gets caught with that dynamite, sharp right hand, just completely uninjured him. The follow-up barrage, he does get caught. Yes, some get blocked, but you can see his legs were stiffened up. Then he kind of sags onto the ropes. I ain't got a problem with the stoppage. Liam's a tough man, and Liam will carry on. But I feel as though it's fresh. It's not like Whittaker's tired. It's fresh. It's round 2. I feel as though like there's gonna come another attack that you're not gonna get through, and it could be a nasty knockout. All I've seen is that he's just done his man. Brilliant. Give it to the crowd and stuff like that for the boos and stuff like that. Fair enough. But he's thrown his head straight through the ropes. He's not even gone through the ropes and said to him. He's gone straight through the ropes to show out at the opposition corner. Their man's just been stopped. I'm speaking as a coach,
yes.
Right? When your man gets done, it's the worst feeling in the world, right? You don't need somebody giving you straight in your face like that before you've even had a chance to react properly. So that's where I'm probably seeing it differently to Johnny. I'm seeing it as a coach. He's seen it as a fighter. I'm seeing it as a coach. Right? We feel it. Yeah. You know, we feel that emotion. And so I think that's out of order. I think that's classless. So it doesn't matter what anybody wants to say. Johnny can say, yeah, it's emotion. I get it's emotion. But I'm seeing it from that side. And from that side, that's classless. You know, like I said, stand in the ring and say what you want, whatever, no problem. Don't chuck your head. That's wrong.
People have paid a lot of money to be here. They expected, hang on, just let me finish, Gareth. They expected to see a top-class fight and a top-class battle. And I don't think that there was any way that you could say logically that Liam Cameron was spent or that he was in danger of taking serious injury. It was stopped. He wasn't firing back, but I've seen many fights allowed to continue over the years from positions like that.
You're right. Listen, just 1 second. Well, John's absolutely right with what he's just said there, and so Spencer in a way. So I'm kind of stuck between that rock and a hard place. In the moment, I felt that he was afforded a count. That's what he should have been afforded, and then obviously the fight to continue in that moment. But Spence, you are so right in what you're saying. I would rather a referee be a shot or two too early than a shot or two too late, because the ramifications could be absolutely catastrophic. I get it completely. But John, I'm with you. In the moment, it felt like he deserved the count. Listen, for what we got there, I actually thought Ben Whittaker was looking really good. On the feet, he's pumping the the jab out. There was some nice stuff, some nice work. Didn't really get involved in the exchanges too much. When he stung Liam Cameron, he did go through the gears and he had him rocking and rolling on the ropes. It's such a hard ending to the fight because of the way that the referee has dealt with that situation. John, I'm with you. I think he could have given him the count.
He was hit, and by Whittaker's standards, he was hit hard. But he's not a big puncher in the way that some fighters are. And he wasn't in trouble, in my opinion. I think Gareth is getting towards Liam Cameron over there, and maybe we're going to hear something. Cameron's not happy. There's a load of security men around him, and he's being ushered away. He is furious, and I think Gareth got very near to having a word with him there, but he wasn't a happy boy.
I can't believe Howard Foster stopped this fight. This is one of the worst stoppages I've seen in a long time. In a long time. Let's talk about this fight. So, Ben Whittaker wins the rematch with Liam Cameron. He stops him in 2 rounds. Now, going into this fight, I thought that Ben Whittaker would win. I thought that the first fight was a bit of an anomaly. I thought that with Andy Lee, with everything that's going on, he should be much improved. And Liam Cameron seems like a lovely person, but very limited fighter, domestic level, it's fair to say. And I thought Whittaker should have the beating of him. He should be able to comfortably win this fight. Referee Howard Foster would have been well within his right to step in and administer a count. That's what he should have done. Administered a count. He didn't. He came between both fighters and he waved it off. Listen. Liam Cameron hadn't been hurt prior to that. He hadn't been down. It's early in the fight. If he'd been taking a shellacking fight and then that happened, I probably would have said, okay, fair enough. None of that happened. Ridiculous, pathetic stoppage.
Liam Cameron's a nice guy, he's a good guy, he's a good kid, he's a decent fighter. Is he a world-class fighter? No, he's not. And Ben showed that.
It was a sharp start from Ben. He buzzed Liam in that second before the ref jumped in to stop the fight. Do you feel like it was the correct call from the referee?
Without a doubt, between 14 and 8 unanswered, between 14 and 18 unanswered punches. Watch it again. I think probably because of the build-up, because of the expectation, people were frustrated because you want to see a little bit more. But you know what? The referee did the right thing to stop the fight.
As I mentioned earlier on, there was a ruckus after the fight. Ben seemed to come storming towards Grant Smith's corner. There's been a few people suggesting that he spat towards him. I've spoken to people backstage. They've said that's not the case. But what do you know? What did you see from your position?
He didn't spit. He expressed frustration and emotion. He wanted to put a face to all the negative things and vilification that he's been given. And Grant Smith, he gave it to Grant Smith.
I knew I should be doing that to people like Liam Cameron, no disrespect. But it was the 6 months out, you know, little things. Stuff like my brother had 2 daughters, and I couldn't really enjoy it too much because what I was going through online. And it didn't really bother me, but it was like even close friends, people that are classed as family, left me. They had a lot to say about me. But it was a great time to really just go back to the old Ben Whittaker.
Just talk to me about how you're feeling at the moment, Liam.
I can't be upset, can I? That ain't an upset moment for me. I didn't win, but I've won in life, haven't I?
Yeah, from where you've come from to even box on this stage, you
I
never
wouldn't
thought
even
it.
have thought I would have boxed again. I'm not getting old story again. I didn't think I'd box again, so we've just sold Birmingham out, and all crowd were for me.
That reception was incredible.
Unbelievable. I'll take that to my grave. Don't bother me. It's what it is. What can I complain about? It's done. I dust myself off and I get my house bought now.
No, listen, fair play, and that's what it's about in life. But inside, did you think, Howard, that was too early?
Just happened. The fight happened too fast. It were crazy. Do you know what I mean? That's Ben's night. Let him have his night, and I don't want to take no away from him. What a comeback! You've got to give it to him.
What did he say to you after Whittaker?
He just said, "Oh, these fans don't like me, but one day they will. It might be another fight." you just got to have the right moment. But I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who come out and supported me. It means the world.
Yeah, listen, as you know, we've said a couple of times in this whole story, the money that you've earned out of this, the new fans that you've gained out of this, there's so many positives to come out of it, Liam.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't see it, but I hope so.
Well, you're going to get that house soon, for sure.
So how did you react to the fight? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like for more boxing content like this.